All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this lovely Wednesday, and pretty good day so far we had yesterday. A lot of big news coming out. Microsoft is getting a hit. Facebook is coming out with earnings tonight. Google's doing pretty well, but the overall, we saw some really good bounces yesterday. We're going to talk a little about it. Some of the stocks that we did trade that got crushed, like ACR. Was one of them was pretty good. Was the AURC was one of them? Oh, that was the one that went up really, really big. But we got a merger that happened yesterday. A couple of good stocks we'll talk about. Good morning to you. Good to see you, Michael, Grant, Samuel, Jeff, everybody on social media. Welcome back. So let's talk about what's going on right now. There's one big stock that is making a big move. You're not hearing too much about it, but NEO just had this really big pop. It's been a really big mover in the last couple of days. You could see it here that, on Friday we had that Monday. That made a really big move right around 1080. Stock ran all the way to about $12. It had a little bit of a hiccup, a little slingshot back yesterday, but she's moving again this morning. And you could see here on the swing trade, she's been doing pretty well. So, just bring up level 4 here, show what's going on. So right here, we got some big resistance levels. Stock had a big buyer that showed up right around here at 855. And you could see that big volume bar just spiked, but then it tested this big iceberg order here for about 43,000 shares. It kind of met its match right there. That guy's been out there for a while and kind of backed off right there. Did execute a lot of those shares, but it looks like he did do some refreshing. And once again, if you are a student of Cyber Trade University, we have class today with Josh at phase 1. So don't forget to miss getting those classes, because you got to understand how to trade these orders. Now, let's talk about some of the things that we traded yesterday. So we had this big merger that happened with PACW. You could see how all of a sudden this thing had a huge slingshot, went from like 1050 all the way down. This is all yesterday. And then right away then to 750, and out of nowhere, this stock just took off. Let me tell you, I would hate to be the person to own that stock, sell it at 750, and about a couple of minutes later, it just goes right back up to the price that you had it at. So, you know what? This is what you got to be a little nervous. It's pretty scary how that happens. I could tell you a couple of horror stories that happened to somebody, one of our students, like about 15 years ago. Bad luck, just got into something like that and did that. Actually, he was really a veteran. He wasn't even a student. He was just one of the traders in the trading room I worked with a while ago. That happened to him. And you probably hear me talk about it in my phase 3, but you got to be careful of that. But anyway, there was a merger. And you could see that BANC also just had a couple of slingshots, same thing, and the stock is up. Now, do we want to trade it? Listen, those stocks are done. We're not going to look at those stocks. Those stocks are finished. There's no reason to look at them, moving forward. But there are a couple of stocks that did do pretty well, and want to talk about it. Like the APLD yesterday was just absolutely fabulous. This stock from 930 was at 880. Stock shot up all the way to 11 o'clock, went to about 1060. I mean, if you got half that move, you did phenomenal. It was a nice move. I thought it was a little bit more on the slower side. It did have a couple of shakes right here, but, it kind of was making higher highs, what we're going to learn in class. And that one was pretty nice. That was one of the stocks that we've been watching and trading all day. Kava, once again, on a swing trade, she's been doing pretty well. I don't know if anyone see her around 42, but that stock's been doing pretty well right there. NEO, you got to keep an eye on this NEO. So NEO has been great in the past week. You could see it here right around 10. It's at 12. We saw Revvion. What happened with Revvion? We saw a lot of these stocks, how they've been trading. That one's doing pretty well also. And then you got the ACR, the AURC. That thing was just unbelievable yesterday. From 10 o'clock, that stock went from like $16 all the way to $35. This is what you call a short squeeze. How do I know it? Because you'll get a stock that goes from, that doesn't do nothing from 10, and then you get this big rally and comes down. So be very, very careful going back to it. You probably heard a lot of news about it. Stock got halted a few times yesterday, but be very, very careful of this stock. It's not going back on our watch list. You got to be extremely advanced to trade this stock right here. So, and then we had the IONQ. This was also a really nice stock. The stock has been a really good swing trade. You could see it right from here. This stock, we've been watching it. We've been trading it. It was really good right here on this day right here on June 28th. That thing ran from 10 to 13, but she's been trading really strong. I mean, you could see that stock on the long-term chart, $4 stock up to $16. She had a great move yesterday. You could see that we traded it yesterday right around 9:30. She was just fabulous. This thing ran from like 14, went all the way to about 15, shot up to 15.30, went all the way to about 15.80. It doesn't look like that much of a big move, from like 14.40 to 15.60. The chart actually looks a little bit more like this thing was just like a rocket, but great Fausto flags, great everything. And you know what? This stock, it's still going to be on my watch list. It's going to go on our CTU watch list. Now let's go through and see what the big percentage gainers and losers are doing so far this morning. SIMO, this stock looks like looks like a buyout. This thing, obviously I could trade from 50 to at 90, things up about 80%, 42 points. We're pretty much done with that one. We're not going to be trading a stock like that. ABVC, this one, 24,000 shares. She just started moving right now, it looks like. You could see there's another one of those stocks that gapped up. I think that looks like, to me, that was a reverse stock split, okay? Be careful of those reverse stock splits. We saw what happened with Boyle. Remember the reverse stock split on Boyle? That stock, we did pretty well on it, but you got to be careful. That's more of an ETF. So be careful of these, when you get these reverse stock splits. They usually go up maybe a little bit, but then they kind of reverse course. PACW, we already know about that one. This one is an IPO. You can see thing just came public. TLRY is another one we found this morning. So TLRY, TLRY, I had this on level 4 right here. So TLRY, once again, one of those just started making a move right around here around 7 o'clock. You could see it got around from that $1.60 testing highs around 240. We got a 200,000 share buyer right here that showed up right around $1.80. So that one looks pretty good. I mean, I like TLRY, one of the cannabis stocks. We've done really well, TLRY. Some of you remember TLRY. We traded that thing. I think it was like in the hundreds. Okay, I think got destroyed lately, but that one looks like it's good. Look, so far it's a day trade. I don't know if it's a swing trade. We'll find out how it trades over the course of the day, but as of right now, it's definitely going to make the watch list of that CTU. All right, so we're at 10% right now. I had this stock right here. Is this one still good? The GRR. This one's cheap. It's inexpensive. Checking over here on level 4. Got a lot of 1111s at 250 that showed up. Nice little ladder effect over here when it started to get around 260. And you can see it's starting to trend down, but nice little ladder effect going up. Listen, remember yesterday when we were trading in the market, cyber traders, you were here, and then me and Josh, we were talking about ladder effect, and all of a sudden we saw one of them. Very, very important when it comes to trading. That means somebody's just upping their bid. And I think it was, we saw it in Mara, we saw it in Riot, we saw it on all those stocks. Be very, that is a very clear indication. If you want to know if the orders, if the stock is going to continue to go higher, you got to keep an eye on those orders. All right. Losers. Let's go on the losers list. Any good dead cat bounces here? MXL getting hammered, down 30%. 1.4 million shares. You know what? The stock is broke this lows. This could be interesting. MXL, it's at a big support levels back in May. If it breaks that, this thing could be, not looking too good. But, that looks pretty good. If it's testing that support, it might hold there. I don't know if that's an actual pharmaceutical stock because we know they don't really come back. That one looks pretty good. This one, obviously, we know why. We just spoke about that. We already spoke about this one. We know about this one. This one gapped up. Obviously, when it goes up, comes down 15%. All right, we're done with the losers. Hop over here on the New York list. Okay, AULT. Great move. 8 o'clock in the morning. Ran from 360 up to 480. This stock was a $40 stock. There's only one way to find out if the trend is going to still continue. You got to go bring it up on, see what's going on level 4. Let's see what the street is doing. Got that data right here now. Okay, so what we got going on right here, we got a big resistance that showed up. Not a lot, 7,000, but even though that bright line is right there, you could see it kind of made that big run. Then that order showed up. You know what? You could see how basically you can't see it on an intraday chart, and you ain't going to definitely see it on an indicator. But that stock looks pretty good. I like it. I like the trend on it. XPEV, look at this one going up higher. Nice little push. It just started just now. Let's go look at this one. Nice little move on XPEV. We traded XPEV so many times. You know, if you're a student at CyberTrade University, and if you do your homework and you've been working with your instructors, your mentors here at CyberTrade University, you know, with your coaching, you should have it in your journals. And you know what? I know we definitely covered it with you, but that XPEV definitely looking pretty strong right here. Ooh, you haven't seen this in a while. Look at that. 200,000 share buyer just showed up there at 1720. That's not too far, you know, not too far. I like that one right there. XPEV. Follow the order. Bet you never seen that before. Some of you here for watching for the first time. Probably gonna do a recording on my Instagram. Post that on there once we're done with this meeting. Anything else out there? This one, $200. We're not trading this one. So you know about Microsoft. Snapchat is obviously not doing too well. You know, and Snapchat's not doing too well. Snap, remember, partly owned by Facebook. So keep an eye on that Snap. Snap's a fun stock to trade. I would put Snap on there. And I just want to check out the brand name stock. So we got Microsoft. So you can see it's coming back a little bit after being down. But it was down more than that. It looks like it bounced back a little bit. They're having problems with the cloud service. I know they think they're benefiting pretty big on their AI system. Meta, we'll find out. I mean, Meta was such a great swing trade at the end of the year. They had 100 to about 300. Meta's just doing phenomenal. We'll see how they work out with their earnings. It's going to be a big impact in today's market. All right. Anything I'm missing I did not call out, cyber traders? Anything else? XPEV is just phenomenal. Look at it. It's getting close to that. It's getting close to that 200,000 share buyer right now at 1720. That's what we're focusing on. There we get, and we're about 10 cents away. We'll love to see what happens when he gets there. Only way you're going to know, got to jump in our trading room. So let's get ready for the market open up. If you're watching on social media, if you're watching this as a recording, like once again, you can click on that little top, which we call it. You got that QR code. Just take your phone, scan it, do a trial, jump in there. Cyber Group members, remember, just you see something, you say something. And most importantly, if you are a new member here at CTU and you're in the trading room, you're only supposed to watch, okay? Because you want to make sure this is for you because it's not for everyone. That's why you're here to do that trial. Good luck, everybody. One last thing I forgot to mention. I have two big events going on today. I'm going to be live doing open house today at 11 o'clock. We changed our time because I have another event I have to do at 1 o'clock. And then tomorrow I will be on NASDAQ. We will send everybody the link if you want to come and watch me live at the floor of the NASDAQ exchange, talking about NASDAQ level 3. Total book viewer. And don't forget, if you are a student at CyberTrade University, you got classes right after 10:30. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Be safe. And, we'll see you back here when the market opens up.